My name is Sophie. I'm 28, and on New Year's Eve, my best friend Emma threw a party specifically to announce my biggest secret to everyone I knew. The text came at 4:17 p.m. on December 31st. I was getting nutty in my apartment when my phone buzzed. Sophie, you have to come tonight, 8 p.m., my place. Wear something nice. This is going to be the party of the year. Can't wait to see you, and Samia. Emma and I had been best friends since college. 7 years of late-night talks, road trips, and supporting each other through everything. When my dad died last year, she was the one who held me while I cried. When she got fired from her marketing job, I helped her rewrite her resume and practice interviews. So when she texted about her New Year's party, I didn't think twice. I put on my black dress, the one she'd helped me pick out last month. I did my makeup carefully. I even bought a bottle of expensive champagne to bring. I showed up at 8:15 p.m. Her apartment was packed, at least 50 people, music blasting, champagne flowing, string lights everywhere. A countdown clock projected on the wall showing 3 hours and 45 minutes until midnight. Emma spotted me immediately. She rushed over, all smiles and hugs. "Sophie, you made it!" She took the champagne bottle from my hands. "Oh my God, you shouldn't have! Come in, come in!" She grabbed my arm and pulled me through the crowd. I recognized most of the faces: college friends, coworkers from her new job, a few mutual acquaintances from our gym. "Everyone's here," Emma said, her voice bright, too bright. "This is going to be such a fun night." Something in her tone made my stomach twist, but I ignored it. For the first hour, everything seemed normal. I mingled, I drank, I laughed at jokes. Emma stayed close, introducing me to people I didn't know, always with her hand on my shoulder, always with that too bright smile. At 9:45 p.m., she clinked a fork against her glass. The room went quiet. "Everyone," Emma announced, "thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad you're all here to celebrate with me." People cheered. Someone turned down the music. Emma continued, "New Year's is about fresh starts, right? About honesty, about clearing the air before we step into a new chapter." I felt my chest tighten. Something was wrong. "So I wanted to share something with all of you," Emma said. Her eyes found mine across the room. "Something about my dear friend Sophie." My blood went cold. Sophie and I have been friends for 7 years, and for 2 of those years, she's been secretly sleeping with my brother. The room went silent. 50 pairs of eyes turned to stare at me. My mouth went dry. My hands started shaking. "Not just dating," Emma continued, her voice cold now, "sleeping with him, behind my back, while pretending to be my best friend." People whispered. Someone gasped. I saw phones come out. Jake and I are very close, so imagine my surprise when I found out my best friend has been hooking up with him in secret, never telling me, never asking me how I'd feel about it, just sneaking around like I wouldn't find out. I tried to speak. My voice came out as a whisper. "Emma, that's not—" "It's not what? Not true? I saw the texts, Sophie. I saw the photos. Jake told me everything." My vision blurred. This wasn't happening. "So here's to honesty," Emma raised her glass. "Here's to knowing who your real friends are. And here's to leaving toxic people behind in the old year." Half the room raised their glasses. The other half stared at me with disgust or pity. I stood there, frozen, as Emma smiled at me, a cold, satisfied smile. Then I turned and walked out. No explanation, no defense, just out. I heard laughter behind me, whispers. Someone said, "That's so messed up." I made it to my car before the tears came. I sat in the driver's seat, shaking, trying to breathe. Emma had destroyed me, in front of everyone, on purpose. But here's what she didn't know. She didn't know that I had been planning to tell her about Jake, that I'd been waiting for the right time, that Jake and I had fallen in love accidentally and wanted to do it right. She didn't know that Jake had been planning to tell her first, but she'd beaten him to it. And she definitely didn't know that I had access to something she'd been hiding for months. If you stay with me until the end, I'll tell you exactly how Emma's New Year's Eve party became the night she lost everything that mattered to her. Let me back up. Jake is Emma's younger brother, 26, quiet, kind, a graphic designer who worked from home. I met him 2 years ago at Emma's birthday party. We talked for hours about art and design. We exchanged numbers, started texting. At first, it was just friendly. Then it became more. We went for coffee, then dinner, then we kissed in his car outside a movie theater and realized this was something real. We wanted to tell Emma, but the timing was never right. She'd just gotten fired, then she was dating someone new, then her mom got sick, then the holidays came. Jake said we should wait until after New Year's, make it our resolution to be honest. I agreed. I didn't know Emma already knew. I didn't know Jake had told her 3 weeks ago, trying to do the right thing, and I didn't know she'd spent those 3 weeks planning this. Emma had always been competitive. In college, if I got an A, she needed an A+. If I got asked out, she needed 2 dates. If I got a promotion, she needed a better one. But this was different. This wasn't competition. This was destruction. After I left the party, I sat in my car for 20 minutes, crying. Then my phone buzzed. It was Jake. Jake. Emma just called me screaming. What happened? I told her everything. The party, the announcement, the humiliation. I'm so sorry, he said, his voice breaking. I told her weeks ago because I thought it was the right thing to do. I thought she'd be upset, but eventually understand. I never thought she'd do this. She planned it, I whispered. She invited me just to destroy me in front of everyone. Jake was quiet for a moment. Then he asked, "What do you want to do?" I wiped my tears, took a breath, and said something I'd never said before. I want revenge. The thing about Emma is that she trusted me with everything, and I mean everything. 3 months ago, she came to me panicking. She'd lost her job at the marketing firm because she got caught stealing a client. Not just stealing, she'd taken credit for another coworker's entire campaign, presented it as her own, and got the coworker fired for supposedly not contributing. The coworker, a woman named Rachel, had proof. Emails, timestamps, everything. She was threatening to sue Emma and the company. Emma begged me to help, so I did. I helped her draft an apology. I helped her negotiate a settlement where she'd pay Rachel $15,000 to drop it. I even helped her get a loan to cover it. But here's the thing. Emma never paid Rachel. She took that $15,000 loan and used it for other things. New furniture, a trip to Miami, designer clothes. And she made me promise not to tell anyone about any of it, especially not about Rachel. I kept that promise, because that's what friends do. But Emma wasn't my friend anymore. She was my enemy. I still had Rachel's number. I'd helped set up the original settlement meeting. Rachel had given me her contact info in case Emma tried to back out. On January 1st at 9 a.m., while Emma was probably still sleeping off her hangover, I called Rachel. She answered on the 3rd ring. "Hello?" "Rachel, this is Sophie. We met a few months ago regarding your settlement with Emma." There was a pause. "I remember. What's going on?" "Did Emma ever pay you?" Another pause. Longer this time. "No, she was supposed to pay in 3 installments. I never received a single one." "Would you be interested in pursuing legal action?" "Absolutely, but I'd need proof she had the money and chose not to pay." I smiled. "I can get you that proof." Emma had made me a co-signer on that loan. She said it was because her credit wasn't good enough on its own, that she needed my help, that she'd pay it back. I had access to the loan account. I had access to her bank statements, showing where the money went. Furniture stores, airlines, luxury retailers. I sent everything to Rachel, every transaction, every receipt. "This is perfect," Rachel said. "I'm calling my lawyer today." "There's one more thing," I said. Emma's new job, the one at Brightwave Marketing. She told them she left her previous company for personal growth reasons. She never mentioned being fired for stealing credit. You think they'd want to know? Rachel asked. I think they'd be very interested in knowing who they hired. Rachel laughed. It was a cold laugh. You're good at this. I'm just tired of protecting people who don't deserve it. Over the next week, I executed my plan carefully, quietly. First, Rachel filed a lawsuit against Emma for breach of contract and fraud. Emma received the papers on January 4th. I know because Jake told me she called him screaming. Second, Rachel contacted Brightwave Marketing with documentation of what Emma had done at her previous job. They launched an internal investigation. Third, I contacted the loan company and removed myself as co-signer. It took some paperwork and a lawyer's help, but since Emma had been making the payments from her account, they allowed it. Now the loan was entirely Emma's responsibility. And I stopped paying my half of our joint gym membership, which was under my credit card, and our shared phone plan, and our joint Spotify account. Every little thing Emma had quietly attached to my name over the years, I detached. Then I did something that felt petty, but also incredibly satisfying. I posted on social media. Nothing dramatic, just a simple update. Starting 2024 with a clean slate, removing people from my life who celebrate hurting others, surrounding myself with genuine love and kindness. Here's to growth and protecting your peace. Sparkles. Within an hour, I had dozens of comments, people from the party, mutual friends, all of them asking if I was okay, if they could help, if something had happened. I didn't name Emma. I didn't need to. Everyone knew. Emma called me twice. I didn't answer. She texted, "We need to talk. You're being dramatic." Then, "Fine, be immature, but you're going to regret this." Then, "Emma, I'm getting sued. I'm under investigation at work. What did you do?" I blocked her number. Jake called me on January 8th. "Emma's losing it. She knows you're behind everything." "Am I?" I asked innocently. "She got fired today. Brightwave let her go. They said they can't have someone with a history of plagiarism and fraud representing their company." I felt a flicker of guilt. Then I remembered standing in that room, 50 people staring at me, Emma's cold smile. The guilt disappeared. "She did this to herself," I said. "I know," he replied, "but she's my sister and she's falling apart. She humiliated me on purpose, Jake, in front of everyone. She planned it. She wanted to destroy me." "I know," he said again, quieter this time, "and I'm not asking you to forgive her. I'm just telling you what's happening." 2 weeks later, Rachel won her lawsuit. The judge ordered Emma to pay the original $15,000 plus interest and legal fees, nearly $22,000 total. Emma didn't have it. She'd already spent the loan money. She had no job, no savings. She had to borrow money from her parents, the same parents who'd always held her up as the golden child, the successful one, the one who had it all together. Now they knew the truth. Jake told me she'd moved back in with them, that she was looking for work, but no marketing firms would hire her, that everyone knew what she'd done. "She asked about you," Jake said. "She wanted to know if we're still together." "Are we?" I asked. "Do you want to be?" I thought about the man who'd stood by me through all of this, who hadn't asked me to drop my revenge, who had simply said, "I understand." "Yes," I said, "I do." "Then yes," he said, "we are." On Valentine's Day, Jake and I went public with our relationship. We posted a photo together, smiling, happy, his arm around me. The comments poured in, supportive, kind, people saying they were happy for us, that we looked good together. Emma saw it. I know she did because she posted her own photo that same day, a throwback from her old job, caption, "Better days ahead," muscle emoji. But everyone could see through it. Everyone knew she was struggling. I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. Emma tried to destroy me because she couldn't handle me being happy with her brother. She weaponized my private life to humiliate me publicly. So I simply stopped protecting her secrets. I stopped being the friend who covered for her. I stopped letting her use my name and credit and goodwill. I didn't destroy Emma. I just stopped helping her destroy herself, quietly. March came, then April. Emma got a job at a small startup, nothing like her previous positions. Jake said she was doing better, that she'd started therapy. She never apologized. One day in May, I ran into her at a coffee shop. We hadn't seen each other face to face since New Year's Eve. She looked different, tired, older. She saw me, I saw her. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then she walked over. Sophie, Emma, can we talk? I looked at her, at the girl who'd been my best friend, who'd become my enemy, who'd tried to ruin my life out of jealousy and spite. No, I said, we can't. I know I messed up, she said quickly. What I did was wrong. I was angry and I handled it terribly. But you destroyed my entire life. I didn't destroy anything, I said calmly. I just stopped protecting you from the consequences of your own actions. You got me fired. You got me sued. I told the truth, I interrupted. That's all. You stole from Rachel and didn't pay her. You lied to your employer. You used my credit for your expenses. I just stopped covering for you. She stared at me. So that's it. Years of friendship mean nothing? They meant something until you decided humiliating me at a party meant more. I walked past her, didn't look back. Jake asked me later if I felt bad, if I regretted any of it. I told him the truth. No, I didn't. Because here's what I learned. Revenge isn't always about burning someone's life down. Sometimes it's just about stopping the fire they're using you the fuel. Emma wanted to destroy me to make herself feel better. She wanted everyone to see me as the villain in her story. Instead, I let everyone see who she really was. And that was enough. Today, Jake and I are still together. We moved in together last month. We're building something real, something honest. Emma is still at that startup, still rebuilding, still trying to convince everyone she's changed. Maybe she has. Maybe she hasn't. That's not my problem anymore. People ask me sometimes if I think what I did was too much, if I went too far. And here's my answer. Emma spent weeks planning how to humiliate me in front of 50 people on New Year's Eve. She wanted to destroy my reputation, my friendships, my dignity. All I did was tell the truth about things she'd done wrong, things she'd asked me to help hide. That's not revenge. That's justice. If Emma wanted mercy, she shouldn't have started a war. Here's the thing I want you to hear if this resonates with you. If someone in your life has betrayed you, humiliated you, or tried to destroy you, you don't owe them protection. You don't owe them your silence. You don't owe them forgiveness they haven't earned. Revenge doesn't make you a bad person when it's built on truth, when it's about protecting yourself, when it's about refusing to be the one who covers up someone else's toxicity. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply stop lying for people who lie about you. Emma thought humiliating me would make her feel better about her life falling apart. Instead, she learned that when you try to drag someone down, you better make sure they know where all your bodies are buried. This story isn't legal advice. If you're dealing with fraud or contract disputes, talk to a lawyer. But I hope it reminds you, you are not obligated to protect people who hurt you. You are not required to keep secrets for people who expose yours. And you are absolutely allowed to let someone face the consequences they created. I spent 7 years being Emma's best friend, helping her, covering for her, supporting her. And on New Year's Eve, she showed me exactly what that friendship was worth to her. So I showed her what honesty was worth to me. Happy New Year, Emma. I hope it was worth it. End of part 2.